Africa has long been considered as part of the developed world and has a rail network as extensive as any in Africa. Johannesburg's great station is the third on the present site, and modern electric trains run regularly from here to all parts of the country. But isolated by the rest of the world, South Africa was reluctant to abandon her earlier locomotive fleet, and so for a long time an uncertain political and economic situation safeguarded one of the most important strongholds of steam in the world. When Harry Dodge visited in 1965, there were almost 3,000 steam locomotives still in service. South Africa was the world's heaviest user of Bear Garretts, and the South African Railways ordered them in 14 classes of 5-wheel arrangements and 2 gauges. Between 1924 and 1968, more than 400 Garretts were supplied by 9 different European companies. The sheds at Nelspruit, near the border with Mozambique and Swaziland, were once home to a small fleet of Garretts, and on the nearby lines a wide range of steam power could always be seen. Further down the coast near Durban, Garretts were well represented. Among the earlier Garrett series were the Class 65 GF 462s built by Hanomag, Henschel and Maffei in the 1920s. They survived in large numbers into the 1970s. But the real power on South African railways were the GO Class 482 Garretts. Renowned as heavy haulers, these massive black machines were regularly flogged to the limits of their mechanical capacity. Class 24s were small 284 locomotives built by the North British Locomotive Works in 1949 to 1950. The South African railways then operated over 12,000 miles of line on the standard South African gauge of 3 foot 6 inches. The longest continuous grade in the country stretches 19 miles between Durban and Pietermaritzburg. Mason's Mill Depot near Pietermaritzburg once housed 89 Garretts, the largest allocation of these locomotives in the world. This 282 Class 15 locomotive is one of a large and varied class, which since its appearance in the 1920s has been subject to numerous alterations. The best spot for steam in Natal was on the coast. Standing beside the Indian Ocean on the Port Shepstone to Durban line, you could catch these fine locomotives in the perfect setting. As well as 3 foot 6, South African railways also operated almost 800 miles of 2 foot gauge lines. Much of this mileage served the numerous sugarcane plantations. A wide range of diminutive locomotives was used. Small tank locos, garrets, and even diesels, which were practically non-existent on the rest of the South African system, were all running on these lines. And 040 number 4 is typical of the many small cane train locomotives of Natal. Two-foot gauge 262 garrets were also built for these lines. They coped well with the steep and winding tracks and were still being built as late as 1968, making them the last steam trains to be delivered to the South African railways.